strategy is one of the most abused words you'll ever find in business. Everybody you will meet will be talking about IT strategy, growth strategy, and even marketing strategy. The truth is, what they're talking about is planning, and planning is hurting your business. Today, we explore why. My name is Sebastian Hidalgo. I am the founder of Hypnotic, a boutique strategy consulting agency that helps small and medium enterprises gain competitive advantage in the market and outmaneuver bigger competitors. We do so by implementing a unique business approach that combines value propositions, marketing communications, and corporate culture. And if you're the type of person interested in results, you should know that our last clients had an average revenue increase of 72%, with our best performance having a revenue increase of over 300%. And now let's get back to the video. Before understanding strategy, we need to understand planning. What is planning and why does everybody love it so much? Strategy and planning are both vehicles. They are ways to achieve a result. Now, imagine that you are taking a trip to a nearby city. If you decide to go by train, you will buy a ticket, go to the nearest station, board the train, and go from point A from point B, traveling through different stations that you don't get to pick in a direction that you don't get to change. And if you want to change it, it will cost you boarding off a new station or buying a new ticket. A plan is like a train trip. Let me explain that better. A plan is a list of items that you have to check in order to achieve a result. And usually, deviating from the plan requires you to create a new one. Plans have something in common with bad strategy, which is that they both ignore the challenges that a business or a person needs to overcome to get to their destination, to achieve their goal. Because a plan turns reality into predictable and straightforward, and life is none of those things. However, that is precisely the appeal of a plan. Now, let's talk about strategy. What is strategy, and if it is that good, why doesn't everybody use it in their business? A strategy is not a synonym of success, ambition, aspiration, or innovation, which is why marketing strategy and IT strategy are not real strategies. When you hear the words marketing strategy and IT strategy, what you are hearing is actually corporate speak for glorified success plans that people will put on your desk to get more budget when they need it. There are IT implementation plans and there are marketing plans, but there is business strategy, and it's way different. Let's bring it back to the previous example. You are planning to go to a nearby city. This time though, instead of going by train, you choose to go by car, a vehicle that will give you way more flexibility. And so, based on what your plans are in that city, based on how many people you're going to meet, and based on when you want to leave, how much you slept or how well you slept, and even based on external factors such as weather conditions and traffic jams and potential accidents, you will plan your trip differently. You will avoid that specific highway at that specific time because you know it gets jam-packed with cars, and you will avoid going through specific areas because you remember the last time you went through them, they may not work then, which would delay your arrival to your destination. And traveling by car, you will be able also to plan your fuel and food stops if the trip is a long one. And the strategy is exactly that. It is you sitting down to assess what is the best way to get to your destination, to assess the different challenges that you will have or you might have to face, and deciding which approach is most likely to get you there faster. Strategy is a cohesive response to one or more challenges. When I'm doing strategy for companies, I am not coming up with nice plans and fancy buzzwords and wishy-washy things that might make them happy. I am analyzing the situation, coming up with concepts about how to face the situation. I will use data then to create several scenarios and several approaches to fix the same issue or to face the same challenge, and then I will create guidelines and policies that will direct the action that makes up the strategy. And this is where most executives and most people in general get it wrong. A strategy without a clear set of actions and policies guiding those actions is not a strategy, it's just another glorified plan. The beating heart of all strategy work is finding the critical factors in any situation and then coordinating the actions that will allow you to deal with those critical factors successfully. There are two key differences between a strategy and a plan. The first one is that a plan doesn't take the problems and the challenges into consideration, while a strategy does. The other and the most important one is that a plan takes success for granted, whereas a strategy is a theory. Back to the road trip example, you can sit down and strategize the best way to reach your destination, but you cannot ultimately predict freak accidents or terrible weather conditions. But now, your logical brain is asking a very legit question. Why do people mix up strategy and planning? And why isn't strategy the norm? I didn't mention your brain by chance. That amazing, perfect machine between your ears has one purpose, which is keeping you alive long enough for you to reproduce and keep the species going forward. You see, your brain and my brain, they don't like effort. Nobody's brain likes effort. So every ounce of energy that we spend trying to think 5 moves ahead in our business is also an ounce of energy that our brain is not using to survive, to be aware of potential dangers lurking. Now, is it likely? Is it possible that an enemy tribe will attack while you're planning your business strategy, or that a tiger will appear from behind your desk and bite you? It isn't, but your brain doesn't know this. Our brains don't know that we live in a society now and that we are far safer than we used to be. And so that's the main issue. Our brains want to save energy, strategy takes a lot of energy, and also we like safety. We like the illusion of being able to control reality. And strategy is inherently a theory about reality. If planning is just about defining the steps we need to take to achieve a goal without considering the challenges, strategy is then the exact opposite. Strategizing is about considering many possible scenarios and about having policies in place to avoid the obstacles that might come up in the way. Strategy is creative work that goes beyond gathering some data and then putting up an amazing fancy slide deck like a McKinsey consultant would do after you paid them millions to do so. And ultimately, strategy does something that most people, if not all people, hate. Strategy confronts us with reality and with the possibility that our plans might fail. And even worse, strategy is a theory, which means that we cannot prove its chances of success in advance. And yet, despite all of this, the most successful businesses in the world, from Apple to IKEA to Starbucks to Cisco, are built on two pillars: business strategy and communication strategy. And I will make more videos on each one of these companies and how they went there and how they achieved success. But until then, I don't want to lose any more of your time, so I will leave you with the answer to this question. Do you, watching this video right now, need a strategy, and why? And the answer is yes, you do need a strategy for 1,000 reasons that come down to one reason only. You need to work on your strategy because most of your competition doesn't even have one. I have had clients where the marketing strategy was to run brand awareness campaigns. And I work with companies that before I came in, as a business growth strategy, they had, we want to get more clients this year. Those are plans, those are aspirations, those are goals. Maybe those are hopes, but none of those are strategy. Because to run a brand awareness campaign is a tactical goal, and to just want more clients is everybody's hope. So that's the business weakness most of your competitors have, and the one you must leverage to propel your business forward. So stop just planning and writing down your goals, and start by coming up with ideas, arguments, policies, and actions that will allow you to actually have a competitive advantage and beat your competitors. Because only then your goals will actually become achievable. So if you watched up until now, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on because I will be releasing more videos like this. My name is Sebastian Hidalgo. I am a strategy consultant and the go-to guy if you want to increase your company's revenue by finding your competitive advantage in the market. Thank you for watching Psyops Industries.